Welcome to the Center for the Study of Race and Democracy's 2022 Virtual Community Resource Fair. My name is Idrana Gonzalez. I'm a sophomore majoring in journalism and mass communication. I'm here with Lauren. Would you like to introduce yourself, Lauren?
Sure. My name is Lauren Birchlove. I am the Director of Corporate and Foundation Grants at UCAN.
Thank you. So tell us a little bit about your organization.
Sure. So UCAN is a nonprofit social services agency based in Chicago. Our mission is to build strong youth and families through compassionate healing, education, and empowerment. And our vision is that youth who have suffered trauma can become our future leaders. So as far as what we do, we're a very large agency. We serve primarily folks on the west and south side of Chicago, primarily, I would say low-income youth and families. However, we have services that span the entire state of Illinois. So kind of digging into some of the details of what those services are, we provide a continuum of care of services that are working with children who are in care of the Department of Children and Family Services. So foster care. We also have a Deermeyer Therapeutic Youth Home. So this is a residential home for youth who maybe have had several failed foster care placements. They might have severe behavioral health needs. And so they're with us 24/7. It's a highly structured environment. We also manage foster care placements. We do case management. We work with families. We have a teen parenting services network. So these are teen parents who are in care of the state and helping them through, learning parenting skills, accessing baby items, accessing a doula, all sorts of important resources to support reunification with their families and ensuring that they are independent, self-sufficient, et cetera, et cetera. We also have services for teens who are going to be exiting care. So if they are, say, 19, 20, 21, preparing them for independent adulthood. So in addition to that, I know that is a lot. So along with those programs, we also have a range of community services. So these include our violence intervention and prevention services. I don't think it's a secret that Chicago does suffer quite a bit of gun violence and community violence. And so we have, both on the west side and the south side of Chicago, street outreach team that works with gang-involved individuals directly in the community to link them up with services including mental health, workforce development, any range, victim services, legal advocacy, et cetera, et cetera. So that's definitely one of our major strategies. We also provide counseling services, both community and school-based mental health services, which range from traditional clinical counseling to art therapy. So it's pretty wide range. And though we primarily serve youth in many of our other programs, counseling is available to any age, right? So that is available also, whether it's Medicaid, private insurance, or sliding scale. We serve all individuals regardless of ability to pay. We also have workforce development. So we offer summer jobs, internships, apprenticeships, workforce readiness training, again, wide variety of programming within that bucket. And we have 2 academic day schools for students who might not be successfully achieving, whether it's a high school diploma or grade advancement in a traditional school setting. So we have 2 of those academic day schools to kind of support special education needs. And lastly, we have a program that supports youth who have exited care or youth who have graduated from our program. So one of UCAN's goals is really to provide a lifelong support network. So it doesn't matter if you've been out of UCAN for a year, it doesn't matter if you've been out of UCAN for 30 years. We want folks to be able to tap back in and to be a resource that they can stay connected with. And so our alumni services is really an opportunity for them, whether they need referrals to other community-based services or if they just want a community to connect with. Alumni services is there. Oh, and I forgot one. There's the North Lawndale Athletic and Recreation Association. So we work with a variety of sports organizations in the community to help them do capacity building and things of that nature, as well as youth development. I think I captured it all.
How can people get involved in your organization? Is there a way they can sign up online? Is it word of mouth?
Sure. So I would say from like a participant perspective, a lot of it comes from referrals. So again, kind of back to the partnerships. We work hard to maintain warm relationships so folks can refer their clients to us, whether it's for workforce development or counseling, et cetera, et cetera. We also refer internally. So kind of that continuum of care I mentioned. If we identify a young person who is, say, in foster care, who may need support with counseling or workforce development, we want to be able to refer that young person to a UCAN program internally. So we really love when we have those opportunities to work within our own framework and make those referrals. Folks do hear about us by word of mouth. We're present on social media. Like, we've got an Instagram, we've got a Facebook, all of that good stuff. So people do reach out, and we have tons of community events. We did a Juneteenth event last year. We do a lot of virtual events. We just did a women's leadership brunch, all virtual. We also have in-person events coming up. We have our Youth Leadership Awards. So that's another way people can get engaged. We do provide volunteer opportunities for both individuals and groups. So there's that opportunity. And then, of course, I have to make a plug for this. We absolutely are grateful for and encourage philanthropic engagement. There's many ways to give to UCAN. We have a gift drive every year for our youth in care. We also, of course, accept grant payments or monetary donations, pro bono in-kind donations. So if ever folks are interested in getting involved in that capacity, I am a phone call away.
What would you say are some of the most important things that your organization does?
Yeah, that's a big question. I think we're doing a lot. that is, of course, important. I think there's probably what is most important is our approach to the work that we do. So UCAN is a trauma-informed organization. We provide trauma-informed care, and we also work to provide culturally relevant care. And by that, I mean we try to be responsive and recognize that folks in the communities that we're working with, right, perceive like we're all coming from different backgrounds. We're all coming to different services from different backgrounds. And so as practitioners, we need to be humble in how we approach our services. We need to be able to sort of navigate different cultural backgrounds and different cultural needs, language, et cetera, et cetera. And so specific to trauma-informed care, trauma-informed care recognizes the impacts of trauma. It recognizes signs and symptoms of trauma, rather than sort of approaching a challenge by saying, what's wrong with you as an individual? It asks the question, what happened to you, right? To lead you to this challenge that you're experiencing. What has happened to you? And so when you kind of look at trauma-informed care, it's also, in addition to kind of looking at it from a one-on-one lens, it's also looking at an organizational perspective. How are you integrating trauma-informed care into your policies, into your practices, and into your procedures? So an example of how we do this at UCAN is that all staff, regardless of your role, so even if you're not working directly with clients, will be attending a training. It's mandatory in trauma-informed care, again, regardless of your role. So I've attended that, even though I very rarely have the opportunity, unfortunately, to work directly with our clients. So in addition to kind of the trauma-informed care, I think our size and scope, as I described, is really what makes us unique and what makes us a powerful organization. We're able to navigate different areas of the city, different areas of the state really well because we formed these deep and meaningful relationships with all of these different agencies and groups. And we're a 152-year-old organization. And so, that wouldn't be possible over those decades and decades and decades. So that's really helped. I would say lastly, one of our fundamental values as an organization is that we uplift the voices of the youth we serve. And the ways that we do that, we have a youth advisory council. Youth often guide the discussion topics and service activities that they're interested in our youth development programming. So ensuring that youth have a voice in the organization is a core value of ours. It's extremely important to us, and is something that I think is really unique for UCAN.
What does delivering democracy mean to you and your organization?
Sure, yeah. So I think delivering democracy, to me, really means ensuring that folks who are most impacted by a decision, by the work, have a voice and are able to contribute. I think for UCAN specifically, when I mentioned earlier that we ensure that youth are uplifted and that they have a voice in the program design, that they have a voice in the organization, like that's an example, right, of how we democratize the work. In addition to that, I think representation on staff, ensuring that your staff and their backgrounds reflect the populations that you serve. For example, we work with a lot of youth who have criminal backgrounds, right? And so ensuring that there are staff members who also have conviction histories and can relate to that lived experience is really important. We also have, a diversity advisory board. We have diversity in our board of directors. And so I think that's another, way that organizations can ensure that democracy sort of exists. It's not easy work, but it's important.